What's going on, everybody? Erica here. Welcome to the first episode of Break It Down, where we analyze movies, music videos, TV shows, even cartoons to figure out what the camera did and what the camera didn't do and how we can analyze that to what we do as regular people. So today we are going to analyze Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande's new video, Rain on Me. So with this video, we're going to talk about transitions, camera movement, and camera angles. Let's get into it. Alright, so if you haven't watched the video, go watch it yourselves. Not gonna play it because I'm not about that copyright strike life. So I'm just going to pick certain parts of the music video and we're going to talk about them, okay? So let's analyze. So right off the bat, we have this angle here, right? It is an overhead shot. Overhead shots are used for clarification, for establishment, things to that effect. So of course we know this is her song, Lady Gaga's song. This is her video. She's the main one. She's the main artist out of the two. And so it's establishing like, hey girl, I'm here, establishing. Then what it goes into, and it zooms out. So what that does, it draws your attention to one part and then shows you the whole picture. You don't have to, they could have started out with this shot right here where it's just, you just see her in a distressed state with a dagger in her leg. They could have used that, but they decided to start, I would call it about a shoulder shot, a chest shot, and then zoom out, just create some movement and keeps your interest. Next, we're going to talk about this shot right here. So the camera starts at an overhead-ish overhead high camera angle, and then it moves down. As you can see, it didn't zoom out or zoom in at all. It literally just moved down. Camera movement creates interest. So literally, they just brought the camera down. Of course, it was probably on those cranes that you see, but this can be easily used with sliders and tripods and things like that. But if you ever have a shot, you're not sure what else to do with it, throw some camera movements in there. Start up high and come down. Or you can come down low, but it looks like they stopped at about hip level. They stopped at about hip level. Next, we're going to talk about this angle. This is a ground level angle. Ground level is exactly what it says. It's on the ground. It's near the ground, on the ground, close to the ground. Good relationship with the ground, right? We're on the ground and it's at eye level with her on the ground. She is looking up and away from the camera with this distressed look. You can tell that her eyebrows are furrowed, things like that. What this does is it creates the feeling of distress and defeat and worry, fear, things like that. You'll see this angle in a lot of movies because it conveys that feeling. So consider getting on the same level as your subject if you're looking for a different way to convey a feeling. Okay, next shot we're going to talk about is, I did not mention in the beginning, is lighting. Lighting is important. It just is. So in this shot, you'll see that even though everybody is lit, Lady Gaga is more lit than everybody else, right? So it shows like, yes, there's other people in this shot. Here's everybody you could be paying attention to, but because she is more lit than everybody else, it's telling your brain, hey, look at me first, and then you can look at all the other people. Just me first, right? They probably use a spotlight of some sort, one dedicated light that shone on her, and then they had some other bigger lights that were for everybody. So all right, so let's talk about some camera levels now. So in this shot, this is about, I would say about chest level. It's like right under her chest, in between her chest and her hip and her waist. So I would say that's about chest level. That was, if you saw, it was real quick. Let me see if I can. So it started out, I would say, at about knee level, and then it zoomed in to about hip level, and then it went back to full body, and then now we got full body at a different angle. So really, the zooming in, zooming out at the different levels, which you can think about is cut it off at the joints, quote unquote. Okay, of course, take some creative freedom and alter it a little bit. So I'm not saying cut them off at the elbows. You can do a little bit under or a little bit above, but think about where your joints are, and that's where the camera levels can be. So it's like shoulder, chest, waist, hip, knee, ankle. Ankle looks weird. I will say that. Ankle looks weird. Knee can also look weird. Those are those things that either you need to see the whole knee or none of the knee, right? Things like that. But if you film in a kind of a wider shot, you have more flexibility to do those zooming in and zooming out. If you were to film like right now where my camera is now, I'm looking at my monitor, I'm at about chest, let me sit up straight. I'm at about chest level. No, it's eye level, but it's cut off from my chest because of how close I am to the camera. There is some zooming in and zooming out you could do, but this is like the most zoomed out you could be, right? So if you know you want some options, go out, okay? Of course, some shots do the close shots, but if you want options, be zoomed out just a little bit. Now, we're going to play a series of quick transitions. The editors did genius transitions because since they filmed it in a way where they could do that zooming in and zooming out, they created that movement, that interest, that quickness that keeps your viewers watching your videos. They did it great. So watch. Did you see that? Did you see that? It wasn't even, it's not about, that part right there was not even about the details. It's about the movement. It's about keeping your interest. Okay, so now let's say you're doing all the zooming in, zooming out, you're getting your people's attention, you're keeping their attention, and it's all great, but you want to do something else. You can always throw slow-mo in there, especially if there are beauty shots. So this is a good example of this. Let's watch. You see that? It's like those beauty shots there, slow-mo. You're going to see my eyes, see my hair, see all that stuff, things like that. Plus, this works in this situation also because, let me go back to here. Oh, I went too far. Because Ariana does not have a ponytail. This is a big deal because we all know that ponytail is her brand, and so it's a big deal that she doesn't have a ponytail. So I also think that we're getting ready to, well, I've seen a video, and at this point we're getting ready to go into the second outfit or third outfit, whatever outfit number this is, of the video. And in this outfit specifically, she has her hair down, and so I think they wanted to use this as like, hey, look, she ain't got a ponytail, you know. So but beauty shots in general, they are really, really effective in slow-mo, especially this is for like the makeup artists and my hairstylists out there when you're doing tutorials or lookbooks or whatever. We've all seen those slow-mos. So slow-mos, they don't, people that do those videos don't do them for vanity's sake. Well, they might, but they also do it because they really want you to see the effect going on, because you know, if they're doing an ad about eyelashes, you'll be able to see it better in slow-mo than in real time. All right, then this shot right here, this is like a true overhead shot. It's over everybody's heads looking down. A couple of things that happen with this is that everybody becomes the same height. So if you have differences in height levels of the people that you're working with, this is a good shot to get rid of that. Also, the way that they have it now is that Ariana and Lady Gaga are in the middle, and then everybody's arms are extended. Now what this does, it creates an eye line. It's making your brain tell your eyes, hey, follow this line and see where the line ends. The ending of the line is the people's fingertips, and everybody's fingertips are pointed toward Lady Gaga and Ariana. So it makes you realize that they are there. Now in this shot where I paused it, we know it's Gaga and Grande, right? But if you didn't know that, you wouldn't know who this is. However, the fact that everybody's arms are pointed toward them saying, hey, these two people must be important, which is important, especially if you have something like this going on where there's color and there's other elements going on and there's a lot of movement, because we know they're going one way, and I'll play it in a second, but then their dancers are going another way. So they're going counterclockwise and their dancers are going clockwise. So let me show you. Let's go back just a little bit. So then of course they look up, so we know it's them, but still. And of course the outfits, whatever. There's signs to know that there's them, but just pretend you don't know any of that. But anyway, but you see how that works. And then at the end, to end it all, we have some more slow-mo. So this combines a lot of the transitions and camera tricks they were using before. We got the zooming, we got the hip level, it goes in a little bit to waist level. We got the slow-mo with the beauty shots. We have them being more lit than everybody else in the background. It's just a good ending. Plus it creates kind of a good, this is a sidebar, but it creates kind of a good flip side to the beginning, because we know at the beginning Gaga was shown in that distressed state, and now she's happy and got a friend and all the other stuff, right? So okay, all right, so now let's learn how to apply it. Okay, so we talked about, looking at my notes here, zooming in and zooming out, so using the zoom effect. We talked about ground level, overhead level, hip level. We had some full body shots, things like that. So how can you use this if you're not a music video director? How can you use this is take notes that they kept you moving throughout the story. Now, if you have a video that it's an explainer video or a talking head video or whatever it is, it's probably gonna be longer than a music video, but take notes from this. They kept it moving. They kept the movement going to keep you interested and to keep you moving through the story, watching the whole video. So use those zooming in and zooming out. I'm not saying that if you have a video that you're talking or explaining something for 13 minutes, don't be going like this every 10 seconds. Don't do that. But use it to emphasize certain things that you're saying, okay? Zoom in and zoom out a little bit. If you're explaining something, I wouldn't have like the whole camera movement thing, like it went from up to down, things like that. But you can use the zooming in, you can use the zooming out. You can use the lighting techniques. Like right now, I was looking at my monitor just to make sure. But right now, I have colored lights back there, and then I have one light on me. So I am more lit than my background, and that makes me stand out more and creates more interest than if my lights were not off. Actually, let's see. So yes, this, and I'm looking at my monitor, yes, this still, I'm still standing out, but it's not as visually interesting as this. You see what I'm saying? So, however, if you don't have colored lights, it's fine. I will link these. These are cheap on Amazon. These are cheap on Amazon. Cheap on Amazon. But if you don't have anything back there, I'm using one light to light me, because I could have just turned all those on and just let it be just one wash of light. But I wanted to make sure that you are paying attention to me. That's how you can incorporate those things. Always take inspiration from everywhere. Don't think just because you're not a music video director that you can't learn a thing or two, right? So thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below of the next TV show, cartoon, movie, whatever it is that you want me to analyze. We have a lot coming up. Matter of fact, let's get a preview of what's coming up next.